warm welcome. We start slowly. It is Friday afternoon in the Netherlands, 3 p.m. My name is Claudia van Zuiden.
And my name is Arturo Massaro.
And together we are Conscious World Agents.
Yeah!
Okay.
Okay.
So great excitement today. You can ask why.
Why? Well, we're thriving instead of striving. Maybe that's it.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So that's the topic, of course, for today. Moving from striving to thriving. And also we're here because we have to share something about tomorrow.
And the day after.
And the day after, so the weekend. And what else have we got? We have
our 2 days retreat also in July. The Path of the Heart, indeed.
In the center of the Netherlands, beautiful place in Maren. Well, if you don't know where it is, go on our website and you will see a little short movie also where it's being held, and we're really looking forward to that. And then we have the announcement, of course, of our new 4-leaf clover program that starts on the 17th and 18th of September this year. And that's a shorter program rather than in a year. It is 7 months. So
I think 8 months. Yeah, 7 or 8 months.
Okay, but it's not a whole year. I think it's all on the website. Maybe it's 7, and then after we have another call.
Yeah.
Something like that. So in total it will be 8 months. But it has 4 modules, the same as the one that we're doing now. And yeah, we're looking forward to welcoming our participants again tomorrow. They've gone through an amazing transformation. It's incredible to witness that for us as well. Very humbling, very inspiring.
It is, absolutely.
And everybody got out of it what they needed or wanted and
Hope for
in some way, and more, you know. So yes, we're looking forward to the next.
Yes, and this weekend is our last module for this 4-leaf clover program that we started last year. So it's also exciting to, well, it's not totally finished and close it because we have 1 month later the last Zoom call. But this is the physical part that is the last weekend with them. Well, we've been preparing a lot of things, and we have some nice topics for them.
Yeah.
And well, basically one of the topics, it's not exactly as we say it there, but it has a lot to do of thriving instead of striving. Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
I in the universe.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah. And what for you, what is striving? What you see a lot of people do, that strive for something. What is striving for you?
For me, striving would be that you have to put a lot of effort in it. You know, a lot of effort. If you want something or you have a wish or a goal, that you really have to put extra effort in, and almost like you have to push for it.
Yeah.
And of course, I believe when we have a dream or we have a purpose or a desire, it doesn't mean that you don't have to do things.
No.
You'll have to do things to make that work, you know, because that's how it will come to you as well. But it's the energy behind it. And if the energy is more coming from a place of trust and faith and belief that it's already here, it's just that how can you make a connection with it? You will start to thrive as such. So, you know, that's not the answer to your question, but striving to me is that you really have to work hard, almost like you're pushing against something rather than moving towards something. So, what does it mean to you then?
Yeah, more or less the same. And what I would like to add is if you don't work hard, a lot of people feel guilt or blame. And did I do enough? All these kind of things. So there is also in striving, for me, sometimes the negative connotation is it's never good enough. It's never perfect.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I suppose that is so true as well. Yeah.
And because we think it's never perfect,
Mm.
we work even harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's the doing instead of the being, more or less the thriving part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, then going through that thriving, what would you say is thriving then?
Thriving. First of all, it's to recognize who you are and what you really want. What you really want. It's not about what you think you want, but what do you really want? What you think you want is a lot of times you strive for it.
Mm.
And it has to do at a subconscious level with what you think other people will think about you, or what you think is needed to be happy, or what you think you need to accomplish, then you are somebody. That's the striving part. And thriving is that you know who you are. Maybe not 100%, because we all have this. Sometimes I don't also know who I am. But it's more or less, can you come from the heart, from what you really want? What's your real motivation behind that? And once you've got this, then the energy that you send out is totally different. And then the universe will kick in. The universe will kick in, and it will make it so much easier for you to accomplish the things that you really want. And I like what Wayne Dyer once said: what you really, really, really want, you will get. And what you really, really, really don't want, you will also get. And in the striving part, there's also thinking of lack. A feeling of I'm not worthy. And in the thriving part, you think in abundance. Everything is already there. You know you're worth it to accomplish something, or to have something, or to reach something. But it's not the real goal.
Mm-hmm.
The real goal is that you feel, this is my path. Fulfillment. Peaceful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you want to add something? Or?
Yeah, I would love to add something to that. I think it's beautiful what you're saying. And I think, indeed, a lot of people don't feel that they're worth thriving. You know, they feel they need to struggle because that's what they've been taught from a very young age. You really need to work hard to get something. And yeah, in a way, that's true. And you're also worth it. So I believe that we somehow are here in our how can I say it? We came here as a seed of our potential. You know, we came here absolutely perfect. It's like when we have the seed of the oak tree, we plant it, it's planted in the soil, and it needs time to grow and to become a beautiful oak tree. And then it starts to even get the little acorns, and they drop in the soil again, and they create more trees like that. And I believe that we have the same purpose. We come here as this potential, and that potential is perfect. So when you then nurture that seed in you, you know, if you give yourself all the things that you really need, that really help you to thrive, to grow into your full potential, you know, whether that is a good environment, and that is a healthy diet, and there is exercise, that you take good care of your body if you can, and if you can't physically, then do it mentally, but take all the conditions into consideration for you to thrive, then you can bloom in a way that you are meant to thrive in this life. You know, you came here already as a package, perfect. And when we then start to think that we are not worthy, or the other person is more worthy than I am, then we also see that we are separated from this unified field. And we are all in this unified field of consciousness. You know, science is showing this, that we are one field of consciousness. So if that, it can't be that that part of that field is allowed to thrive, and I'm not. We're all here designed to thrive. We're here designed for life.
Yeah.
And once we start to realize that, can you imagine what a burden can fall off your shoulders? If you think, oh my gosh, I'm worth this.
Yeah.
I can then start living a life full of abundance, full of love, full of joy, full of happiness, full of peace, because there is enough for me in this universe to thrive. If we start living like that, it becomes contagious. You know, you start, like you were saying, your energy is completely different. Your energy is less dense. It's higher in its in its consciousness. Its light consciousness is less mass. And I think this is what we spoke about this week as well. You know, when Einstein said that energy is mass times what is it? Light in a square.
Yeah.
You know, the mass. It's not really matter. It's mass. How is the density of that mass? You know, the energy will be much lighter if you also feel lighter. Now think for a moment when you feel really low, really, maybe you have a heavy mind, or you have something very heavy sitting in your heart. You know, how does it affect you? It affects your body, probably. It affects your posture. It affects the way you look. A bit like this, right? And you feel like you're going through mud the whole day or whatever. So now think of a moment when you are in your highest frequency, if all of the worries, all of the things that are in your mind are just for a moment gone. See what happens to your body. You probably start to take, first of all, a deep breath. You have a little bit less of that sensation. Now, that sensation is already less in heavy energy. So your energy levels will be higher, and you will then automatically send that out to the universe. And the universe will, like Arturo said, quickly respond in that way to you. This is how I see it. So when I raise my level of energy consciously, because I believe behind everything is just consciousness, and science is also showing us this, that, you know, everything that's matter comes from consciousness first. We are also consciousness. So I can, whatever I think, whatever I really believe in, I can create it somehow into matter. I can transform it. So if I want to track things in my life that are encouraging me to thrive, I have a choice. I can make a conscious choice. And once you start doing that, you will definitely feel the benefits of it, and it will come towards you, and you can start thriving rather than going through that mud, feeling that heavy energy. I need to do this. Oh gosh, I still have to phone that person and write that email and blah, blah, blah. Just stop doing that for a moment. Just say, wow, I can write this email so I can then attract something in my life that I really love doing. That just thrills me, that gives me opportunities for connection, for change, for transformation, for helping people, for doing what I love. And you can do that in the most silliest situations, but it's a different mindset. It starts with the mindset. It starts wherever you are, in your home, in your family, with your friends, people you meet on the street, or at your work, in your team. Just imagine how you go to your work like that. What happens?
Yeah.
That to me is thriving. And to be honest, once I realized that myself, I'd gone through a really deep low. And I made a conscious choice not to do that. It was almost like a phoenix rising. You know, it was like coming from that ashes, I realized, wow, I don't have to feel heavy. I don't have to feel that I have to work towards something with burden in my heart, and I can let go of all that, and I can just in this moment be fully present, knowing that I'm full potential, and in every moment I can choose what I would like my life to be like, and it's just because of my own perception, my own mindset. So that is a path to thriving life. And then ever since then, a lot of people came on my path that spoke about thriving life. Dear friends, great teachers in the world. And it's like all these mushrooms of pockets of energies were popping up in the world. And I was connecting with all them as well, like that, because my own energy was like that. And I attracted in that way people who were also in that mindset, you could say.
Beautiful. I love it. And thriving also means you don't have to do anything, but you need to take action. And there's a difference between don't do anything and take action.
Yes.
The doing part is the one that's coming from the striving part. It's thinking you need to do something, thinking other people have thoughts about you, thinking that other people want you to do anything that you maybe don't want to do. But can you take action only when you want it? It's coming from the heart. Can you take action from that energy that's there in this moment? Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but now. Can you take action from that moment on? And that's not doing, because then you know it's coming from the right vibration, and then you will take the right choice. Then it's a conscious decision what you do. It's still a little bit doing the action, but it has nothing to do with the doing of hard work. And of course, it's easy to say it's working with the heart. Now, all these words, and it's nice to play with that. But it's a feeling. It's a real feeling that you need to experience. Yeah. And I guarantee you already had moments in your life that you didn't have to do anything. That you were in the moment, you felt great, you had a right, oh, not the right, let's, otherwise it's good or bad. That's not the part that I want to go to, at least. It has a feeling that you're in flow. And when you're in that moment, everything comes to you. And it's really hard to comprehend for a lot of people to understand this, because we were taught, as you said, to work hard. Look at school. Children from 4 years old, they need to work hard. They need to do an exam when they are 5 years old.
Gosh, an assessment.
Yeah, there's an assessment for them. Yes. And if you don't get it, wow. So can you just play? Can you play? And you know, with another person, we are going to golf and leadership together. But one of the things is, golf is serious, business is a game. And this is also, you know, life is a game. Can you play? Can you just play and have fun? And of course, you need to take responsibility for the actions you do. If you make a mistake, do your best to change it, to correct it. But don't do it from the striving part, do it from the thriving part.
Yes. Oh.
Bing.
Oh, it's 20.
It's our food. If you have any experience in this, please share with us. If you have a question about this, please ask.
Yeah, did you ever, for example, feel the difference when you were striving than when things were just thriving for you? So if you have that, and what were you doing differently, or what was your mindset doing at that time? I'm really curious about that. would like to share an example. What happened to me this week with that, for example, and it's a playful example. And one of my daughters had her birthday this week, and she got 30. It was a very special day to celebrate with her. And we went for a walk because we love going into nature together. Ever since she was a little girl, we used to go into nature to play, basically, and to connect with nature. And she grew up in Scotland, and from baby onwards, I always took her out into the nature. And she absolutely loves the nature, and she loves nature. She loves animals and all that. So when she was little, we used to go horse riding, and then sometimes when it was like a cross-country race or something, we had to wait until it was her turn. Well, and you stand there with her pony and in the nature, and it could be raining. It was Scotland after all, but it could also be a sunny day. But mostly these things were in the summertime. And then she was like, "Oh, mommy, how long is it still?" You know, and I was like, "Well, maybe half an hour." "Well, what are we going to do? And I have to stand here with my pony, you know, and in the rain or something." So, well, you know, let's go and find 4-leaf clovers. Any case, so that's how this game started. We started to do this 4-leaf clover search, and then her friends joined and whatever. And then the time was gone in half an hour with no problem. She could go on her ride in the forest and have fun on that beautiful pony she was the caretaker of. And then from that moment onwards, she was really focused on finding 4-leaf clovers, and she finds them everywhere ever since then. And I was quite surprised, because she then would go into the garden and says, "Oh, mommy, I've got another one, and then another one, and another one." And she just pick them up, and in the end, actually, you don't need to pick them all. You know, you can point them out to me, but how amazing that you can find them. And then years went on, and I used to dry them, and every book in our house had, I don't know how many 4-leaf clovers, because I thought, well, I don't want to waste them, and I don't want to disencourage her. So she did pick some, and we left some. And she used to ask them if she could pick them and things like that. And then once I made a little picture, a portrait of her, and I glued them all around her head, and just for a wish for her to have a blessed life. Any case, so you can imagine we had lots of fun. And later on in life, I said to her when she was sort of in her early 20s, I said, "Can you show me how you find them? Because I had never found a 4-leaf clover." So she showed me. So, "Mama, you look like this." Any case, so there was a bit of a game, and then, you know, ever since then we found lots of 4-leaf clovers together, and it became a game. It was like when we would go for a nature walk, say, "Okay, who can find one first?" You know, so then we would walk. And so what happened? So this time when she was 30, we were going into nature again, and
It was this Tuesday.
this last
week,
Tuesday,
yeah.
and I said, shall we do our game? She said, "Oh yes, so let's go, mommy." So we started, and we walked together and beside each other, and all of a sudden we just said, "Okay, let's find this 4-leaf clover." And we looked down to the right, and beside each other we saw 2 4-leaf clovers. Okay, shall we pick them, because it's a special day and we can dry them and use them for something? So we picked them both, and then she said, "Come on, me, but look, you've got another leaf underneath. You've got a 5th-leaf clover as well." But that was quite special for us, because after this 4-leaf clover program, we started a 5th-leaf clover program. But what happened there? Well, I believe that what happened was that we both set our mind on wanting to find the 4-leaf clover right in that moment. And because we know that when you shift your mind, you shift your consciousness on something that you really would like, because it gives you such joy, the universe responded straight away, and we just turned at the same time our heads and looked down, and it was right on our nose. 2 4-leaf clovers. One was for the 5th-leaf clover, we find out. But what is it? It happens that when you turn your mindset, you put it towards something your heart decides, because we have such happy memories of that game. The universe straight away responded. It was straight there. And what did we have then? Sincere gratitude. Sincere, you know, we gave something back. It's reciprocal. So can you imagine if in that cycle, which we have lost, we just take, we don't even ask, we just take from things for granted or like greed. We don't take what we need, but we take what we out of greed often. But we don't give something back. And once you start to give something back, like that sincere gratitude, like, oh, thank you, this is such a beautiful gift, more things happen. It's like this roller coaster that can happen. And it is playful, and it is less heavy in energy. If you can, I'm not saying life will not happen to you with difficult situations, no, but it's how you respond to it. It's how you respond, because that will ease the process, that will ease the way you go about with things. And that is the same with us. We've had our package, believe us, but there is still a sense of gratitude. It's still, what can I learn from this? And yeah, sometimes the universe really gives you some real gifts, and that was one of them.
And it's such a lovely story, because it also shows these 4-leaf clover and 5-leaf clover were already there.
Yes.
Nobody saw it, probably. But once you set your mindset in it with the right energy and vibration, with love, with gratitude, with fun, you will see it.
Yes.
And this is exactly what will happen with you if you do this more and more in your own life, with goals that you have, relationships, about money, about a job, but also about being happy. Getting this fulfillment in life, finding your purpose. It's already there. You don't have to look for anything. Really, it's there. Are you willing to start inside, instead of finding first this 4-leaf clover and then I'm happy? No, be happy first. Be grateful already. Then it's there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is beautiful. When you say it starts within, if you come from that energy, you will attract it that way. But what I really like, because my daughter and I talked about it, said, what is it then? What is it? Why it really? We both looked at the same time for that, because the energy we had could not but be there straight away already. Like you said, it is already there. We didn't have to look for it. We were just connecting with it. That's what we were doing. We were connecting with the consciousness of that 4-leaf clover.
Beautiful.
And it just called us, because we can walk like lanes, and Arthur has seen this when Dominique and I do this. We can walk and we say, no, it's not there. We don't even have to look, because we don't feel the 4-leaf clover is there, but we knew exactly where it was at that moment. And we both looked, there it is. And it was there. It's a consciousness that matches your vibration, what you really wanted. And that's with a lot of things like what you're saying. You don't have to look for it. Just feel it first, and you will know exactly what step you need to take in order for you to find. I know exactly which step I need to take before I want to do something that I really love doing. And but I need to tune in to it first. And if I go in my mind, then I get the wrong answer. I need to go in my heart, and then the answer will come. And that's something we all can learn, because we are not taught how to do this. So that's why we have the 4-leaf clover program. That's why we have the experience there. That's why we have the Path of the Heart retreat, the 2 days, and we will share these tools with you. Do you want to share something with me?
Well, Ratna,
Hi, Ratna. It's so lovely to have you here.
And Camille is also watching.
Oh, great.
Responding.
Thank you.
Ratna responded on the question probably we have.
Nice. Thanks. Let's hear it.
And that's what she says is, OMG, yes. Makes me feel smaller, but yet bigger with my surroundings, almost with a blanket of protection. Actually can laugh more at myself and the situation instead of being in the situation.
Nice.
That's an achievement with a lot of hearts and
beautiful
tears of laughter. Beautiful. And I think you're right. It's, can you not be in the situation and think you are really, well, how should I say, it's all happening to you? No, it starts within. It's such a hard message sometimes for people. It's all about you.
Mhm.
And it's not to say that you need to feel guilt or blame. That's not what we say. Can you start within and see that you, at some kind of level, you created this situation yourself, just like the four-leaf clover. What was in your mind? What were your feelings? What are your beliefs? And then you probably in the striving part. Stop, time out, take a breath, deep breath. What do you really want? Go inside, change that, and your surrounding will change. Yeah, you. I'm finished.
Oh, God. There's so much we can share around
Okay,
this
yeah.
because it is such a passion of us, and we see so many people struggle. So many people struggle, and it's not just at home; it's also at the workplace. We look at when we work with companies, and we look at it.
Well, what was the? We did some shopping today, and you looked at a newspaper.
How many people are sick?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. So it doesn't have to be like that. If we can show a path for people to say, well, it's not religious, it's not that, but it's to know who you are. What is the true I am? Who is this Claudia? Who is this Arthur? When you start to realize that, your true essence, your true inner power, that you are this spark of creation perfectly already, no matter what situation you're in. And from that, if you then see, this is where I am right now, in order for me to understand my full potential, from this, I can start to thrive.
Yep.
And that is what we would love you to do, because you deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
You absolutely deserve it, and you're worth it. And you are a wonderful human being, and we all have made choices in the past that maybe didn't take us on the path that our soul or our higher self or whatever we want to call it really wanted to go. But what were the lessons you took from there, and what can you do differently that will bring you closer to your heart and make sure that you're going to thrive?
Nice. And Camille just wrote impersonal leadership. And that's also beautiful, because it's personal leadership that you have to show. You need to go inside to yourself. That's personal leadership. But then absolutely know and have the faith that it's not about you.
Mm-hmm.
It's already there. You don't have to do anything. You only have to take action at the right moment from the right place. That's it. And then things will show.
Very good. I love it. Thank you, Camille. That's great. I love it. And I am personal leadership as well.
I am personal. Yeah, that's not impersonal. I am personal. Nice. Yeah.
So, wow. Well, that's us. I think when it comes to sharing today about starting to thrive rather than strive, I hope that was helpful, and I really love listening to you share as well. Well, we're preparing for tomorrow. We're going to set up. We're looking forward to seeing you there, Edna. And I don't know what else.
Well, yeah. We don't like to sound it like a marketing thing, but really, the path of the heart, July 2nd and 3rd, in a beautiful surrounding, nature. We will give you some tools, but it's up to you how to use them. And probably you already know them.
Yeah.
Probably somewhere deep down inside, you already feel how to do it.
Yeah.
But you still, you are still, let's say, a lot of people are then still thinking in lack and thinking they are not worth it, thinking they really need to work hard.
Yeah.
And these 2 days will be about slow down,
Yeah.
going from here to here. We need the mind. We need our analytical mind to make plans, to analyze, definitely. But the path is given by the heart, not the mind.
Jeepers, that's a nice one, isn't it? The path is given by the heart. I love it. And yeah, I think I would like to add something to that as well. Because, like you were saying, you already know. If you go deep down inside you, you will already know what your path is from your heart. What you probably don't do is take the time to go there. Because a lot of people, as soon as they go there, people are like, oh my gosh, what will I find? And what will it do if I find it? And what will I do when I find it? And that's also can be quite daunting. But what you will find is liberation. You'll find liberation within yourself, freedom from the traps you've been setting up for yourself. So that's what we hope, that people find more freedom within themselves. And based on that inner wisdom, connecting with the wisdom from the heart, creating compassion for yourself in your own heart, for yourself and for others. So it's a lot of that. A lot of healing can be done. But what I would like to ask you is, put your hand on your heart. If you've been thinking about this, if you've been thinking to join, you've done it. If you really feel a yes, somehow to come to this retreat or to the 4-Leaf Global Program, you will get the answer. So before you sign up or anything like that, you've been thinking about it, put your hand on your heart and ask yourself, do I need to be here? And you will get an answer. So we don't need to, we just need to say to you, this is what we're doing. This is what we're putting out there for you as an opportunity. And if it resonates and your heart tells you a yes, write an email. And we would love to have you.
Yeah. All the information is on consciousworldagents.com/retreats.
Retreat, 4-Leaf Clover, experience day, just find out. And that's all I want to say about that.
Having said this, have a great weekend. Have a weekend that you listen to your heart and enjoy everything that's coming on your path.
Super. Thank you for watching. It's been a joy having you here. Thank you for your input. Thank you for people who will watch later, because I know some people will can't watch during the day, so they'll watch later. So thank you for taking the time to follow your heart and to watch this this session with us. And see you again next week.